Yeah. I definitely remember like during the first instance of Hollow Knight, like when it originally came out, like the first month. I remember the old fun situation of like not having too good of a PC and playing and then entering the room where you get Tram Pass, like the entire series of Tram Pass, and it was terrible because it just dropped all your frames and it just lagged so much. It was terrible. And then they fixed it, but it was terrible. It was not a fun experience to get Tram Pass, which ended up being quite critical for like getting some areas. So 3 years apart sounds about right, yeah. There's definitely an interesting move that they continue to patch. They after so much, after 1.4.3.2 being like the patch that existed for so long, that they started to like update Hollow Knight again. It was an interesting move. I have slight speculation on why. Most like my speculation is that they were trying to like, there's some ties or connections of like engine to Silksong, and they wanted to address a couple things, see how it went before, or to address a couple things, or they learned a couple things while working on Silksong that they implemented it. Definitely got to see like a bit of reaction. Okay, how does this handle and all that stuff, so that they can know how to like either proceed forward and or it just like it had to do with Silksong without a doubt. That like it like from game dev perspective that makes sense. Like okay, let's see how this works, how people react. They still have main menu. They still have duping and all that stuff. So curious how they will handle that. I'm sure there's a way. I'm sure there will be a way. We will, if there isn't a media way, we will find a way. I messed that up. Oh, I never noticed the animation for that is disintegration. Played HK not soon after it came out, and we recently gotten back into it. Yeah, there was a bit of a instance where things were not as bad with Watcher Knights. Yeah, it's a very interesting move that they did. Very peculiar move, but it's a move again. Like that makes the most sense, and definitely have seen like a couple times in other video games. Like something's coming out, you'll see like it may not be as like, it'll be more subtle with like other cases, because like there may be like consistent patching, so like they might be doing something for the next game but you don't notice. But since there was like such a long period where there weren't any updates, it's like without a doubt very super noticeable that like something's going on. Also, didn't they like remove backroll because they said it was like a bug? It's like, oh, that wasn't intended. And then they added it back. It's like, oh, this is a bug. You know, let's add it back. Why not? Just sell it for 112 when you first run. Kind of never went back. Yeah, it was wait for the first run that you did, like when you got the game. Because I think that would only be up to 100% at that time. Like the very first instance would be up to 100%. Like the 106 and like 112 came from 106. It went up to 106 with the Grim Troop, not God Troop, the Grim Troop DLC, and then went to 112 as soon as the God Home arrived. It actually went to 107 during the Lifeblood patch because they actually added in Hive Knight. who made a lot of sense on like that on that whole arena area. It's like, wow, look at this arena. Look at all this stuff. Why isn't there anything in it? Why can you just go straight through? So it makes sense, like, as a boss that they weren't able to implement it at the time. Ow. Not gonna worry about that vengefly. God Troop. Grim plus God, home equals God Troop. It's the most powerful instance. Sick brain is getting things confused. Oh. Oh, you have COVID? Sorry to hear that, Ebony. I hope you get well very fast. And I hope it just, the symptoms just go away after they're done. Wishing you well. Oh, come on, really? I need a Grezzer. Thank you. Okay, a little too close. I think at one point after Got Home, you came back and finished at 112 and then left after that. Okay. So if it was just like a brief encounter with that, then like probably wouldn't have noticed like the back rolling or the lack of back rolling. It's the lack of it existing is like not the, like if you have it and then you don't have it, it's not something that's easily noticeable. It's when, which I feel like a lot of people were experiencing, was it wasn't there and then it was there. I think that's where like a lot of like, they're like, what, why, kind of dialogue started to occur. Like what? Why was this added back? There's never was like that before. Oh, thank goodness. I saw myself like go down a couple pixels. I was like, no. Just riding out after fever right now, feeling better. After a nice nap. Naps are amazing. Naps do wonders. I'm glad, happy that, good the nap is like, not only like making the stuff go by faster, but also like helps with like alleviating any of the annoyances of COVID. Plenty of rest is important. Thank you for the follow. It's greatly appreciated all. Why won't you double back? Oh, because I have to be closer to you. I'm forgetting my 1221 knowledge. I'm forgetting that's why. All skills knowledge. It's like they double back because you're way too close to them. Play with it on your, wait, on, I read as soon as I like freeze out. I'm very happy with that. I'm just gonna heal out of safety. Played without it first for the playthrough, and then on the second playthrough, they backrolled and thought it was something hadn't remembered about the fight. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely like, yeah, it if you played it without, it was definitely, it's a whole lot more noticeable than if it's taken away. Oh, Hegale. Watcher Knights fight, Tigran. The Watcher Knights fight. Any percent player's favorite fight. I mean, Umu's up there. And by favorite, I mean absolutely sarcastic, like a struggle for a lot of people. It's like one of the most deceiving things about any percent. Any percent is short, but it's like there's a lot of technical or like skips that like make it a little bit difficult. There are like reroutes, like going through the entirety of Deepness instead of Queen's Garden. Oh yeah, Glod. Mantis Claw, don't forget. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like any percent is like so deceiving. It's like, oh, short time, it'll go by fast. Yeah, and any percent is optimized too. That's what also like can throw things for a loop, because it's like so like it's fine tooth if you look at like, or like it's so like set up in like a certain way for like the best. If a lot of people look at it, like they'll be like, oh, that's like quick and easy. And like if you see like Fireborn, at least that's how I was exposed to any percent Hollow Knight, was seeing at the time Fireborn as the world record holder. It's like, oh my god, that's so like that's such a short time. Like I should try it. I never interacted with the Hollow Knight community until the speedrunning community until 2020. So probably would have been a good thing to ask, like, oh, all skills, like if all skills existed. I don't recall. It would have been a good thing to ask like about that, because that is like a far easier category in my opinion. Oh, come on. Just gonna do this. Said like 400 times in that sentence. It's my filler word right now. It is my filler word in the during speedruns, and I'm a bit upset that I messed up ePogo by like going a little bit too high. Yeah, when you run the category, you sign up for 0.2 time saves. Yeah, it's brutal. It can be quite brutal. Yeah, like the Watcher Night fights, like I see a lot of like new runners. Like I like to see what's going on in like Hollow Knight. Like, oh, who's doing runs? Who's a speedrunner that I haven't like started following yet? I'm like super nervous for like, oh my god. Oh my god. I am not pleased that I didn't get that, but it's fine. Yeah, it's just like, it's so deceiving looking at like top runners times. I know this goes like across, like I'm just going to continue forward. I can't continuously reset, otherwise I'm going to get stuck and it's not going to be good. I'm struggling with fireball skips, so proceed forward. There are other time saves in a billion other places. That I get ePogo on my PB. I actually didn't get ePogo on my PB. It's so far, it's just in the best time. It's not on my PB yet. So it's like, when I get it, it's going to be massive time save. It's going to be 30 seconds of time save. But for right now, I'm not. I apparently, like, I'm struggling with fireball skips today. That seems to be the vibe I'm picking up from like how I'm doing. But still, like, still plenty of things, provided I also, okay, I'm doing it. We're not going to have a repeat of last completed run, or I completely forgot about this. You meant pretty sure you learned from Blue Lake Skip from Fireborn. Yeah, I learned a lot from like Fireborn's, like watching the run at the time. And I think there was a tutorial up. Get how old. This was like back in 2017, so it's like been a moment. It's like looking back and it's like, has that always been there? I don't know. Because like I'm used, there's like a very set points of time, and like whatever's happened now is like, that's what's happening now. Oh, you rude gruzzer. Been running since 2017. Technically, no. I'm saying technically because I did an this is actually how I started like some of my process. Like, do I want to speedrun this game? Kind of originated from like Hollow Knight. I did an attempted run back in 2017, just like an offline attempted run. It's like I want to see, I want to do Hollow Knight any percent. Because I saw it at GDQ. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I love Hollow Knight, like, and I want to play it over and over again. This is like the best medium ever. That's how I got into speedrunning. I was like, let's try Hollow Knight. Let's do any percent. I did it once. I really didn't feel like the run, or like I didn't feel like I'm not sure about this because I want to like come back at some point and like I won't be able to experience the game like first time, but like what is it called, like, but like still have like some whimsy, like, oh, exploring again, like oh yeah, this is where this is, and that kind of experience. Like at the time I don't think randomizer existed, so it was just like, or if it did, I didn't know about it. But like I thought, I was like, I don't feel like running it because like it will lose that whimsy. And so I didn't. And then there became like a lot of like the whole like Grim Troop and the God Home stuff. Like it's just throughout the years. But I did one run in 2017 offline. So it's like, unfortunately, it's like kind of take my word situation for it. I got like a 120 on that. So like a definite improvement since then. But it was just like, I didn't feel like it, and I moved on to other things. It wasn't until 2020 I started to find like the core games that I do now, which was Goose Game, and then eventually back in October it was Hollow Knight. In which case, what actually got me to stick around the Hollow Knight was Lawrence. Lawrence rated me and like was a really good person and pushed me to like show off the PB in like the Discord and like get the speedrunner role, because I actually had a run at that time, but didn't really wasn't engaged with the community at all. And then I did. He pushed me to it, and look what he did. Look what he's done. Look at what he's done. He's making me run any percent now. The decision that was made is now making me run any percent. I'm grateful for Lawrence. Lawrence is an amazing friend. I forget about that skip. It's so cool. I forget about Seer skip. And I didn't get that. Went for 5-hour achievement after that. Went for sub-hour. Haven't speedrun much since. Yeah, that was kind of also somewhat of the influence of like speedrunning it. It was that achievement. And I know it's still the thing that a lot of people ask for because it's a pin. It was definitely like a commonly referenced pin. Like go check the pins. I don't feel like it's that too much anymore. Occasionally, but not too much. Didn't know HK existed until 2020. Yeah, it's been around. 2020 I feel like is like a good point because like then it had everything. It had Grim Troop, it had God Home, so it was definitely like a whole lot easier to like know what the heck is going on than it is like I know where everything is. And then coming like there's new content. Where is new content? Where does one start to progress new content stuff? It's always a struggle. It's like Dark Souls 1. That was a thing. That was a thing for a lot of people. It's like, how do you get to the section with Artorias and all that stuff? Because it wasn't obvious. I do remember this was like my favorite thing. It's like, oh, this is so cool. I didn't know you could pogo on things. HK discovery to any percent pipeline. What has happened? Alright, Tigran, you have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. It's always a pleasure. Oh, good. super into speedrunning during the AS journey. Oh yeah, all skills brought out so many people. That's why you made by a computer run. Oh nice. It influenced you, and look where you are now. You're like destroying any percent. You're a top any percent runner. Yeah, I have a time that I'm very, that's like, oh, that's so cool. It's like, oh, like 30s, that's like such a cool time. An amazing runner, JX. It's awesome that pipelined. It's amazing the pipelines that exist to just bring people to like such greatness. Or to demonstrate like their amazing skills. All it takes is like, there's always like maybe time of like wandering and all that stuff, but there's always like significant moments that like influence the rest of like someone's speedrunning like career, or like what they get known for speedrunning. It's quite amazing. Or like what they eventually settle with, because they may be all over the place like a nomad. Ow, wow, you hit me from there. Okay, I had that coming. It wasn't really too serious about I wasn't taking that guy too serious, if I'm going to be honest. Still, he backhanded me, which is kind of annoying. Don't stop. Don't backhand me. Still going to continue to run because I still have plenty of time save, provided I don't die. I'm going to heal because I know I'm going to take damage. Hey, Matt girl. How you doing? Boyfriend had to sit through trying to pogo for like 30 minutes. Hey, the pogoing, like e-pogo, or just like the general pogoing? E-pogo is like definitely like a nice thing. It's a very fun thing to like learn, and like, yeah, I could do e-pogo. It's very satisfying to get when starting out. Also, the pogoing is like super fun in this game. I still love pogoing like everything as much as I can. That's like my safety strat. That's like that's like the instincts, like, okay, like things are going south, like I'm gonna pogo everything. It's like things aren't going so hot, I'm gonna go to base instincts. Of course you both back roll. You do that. Oh crap. Crap. Oh, that was a rock and a hard place. Oh god. Okay, these ones are being quite rude. Come on, really? Ugh. Well, at least we're on pace. Give him some credit, true. Really good, got home from second job a while ago, cleaned out garbage car. Cleaning can be a very satisfying thing when you get it done. If a bunch of simulators have taught us anything, is that cleaning can be a bit satisfying at the very end, or at least seeing very significant progress. The act of cleaning IRL, that's a different thing. But seeing something clean at the very end is always can be quite a satisfying thing, especially if you know what the difference is. If you see the difference. Oh, got the one you stack. Oh yeah, that one. It's a really cool one. I like that pogo. It's like such a cool instance. Like, oh, you're just skipping up and like just bouncing all over the place. Like, it's so cool. Makes you feel good when you get it. The act of cleaning isn't fun, but the end result. Yeah, exactly. The act, unless of course you're playing like simulator, like Power Wash Simulator or Lawnmower Simulator or any other kind of those kind of simulators. It's fun there. IRL, it's not so fun. But the end result, yeah. On some good music and power through occasionally. Yeah, music helps a lot. Music can like motivate you so much. Like as of recently, I started to like for any like cleaning things or things I need to get through, I literally just put on like a playlist mix of like or like a YouTube song mix of like a bunch of Splatoon songs, like energetic Splatoon songs. Cause like you feel good. At least I feel like really good with just like the Splatoon music when it's like going. You really want Power Wash Simulator, you're probably gonna get this fall once you're stuck inside for winter. It'll be very, yeah, if you're stuck in winter for winter, it'll be like very satisfying to get through. It's quite satisfying. Played a little bit of it. Haven't played so much in quite a while. I think the last time I played was before I busted my hands, if I remember correctly. No, it was like slightly after. But there wasn't much done because I started focusing on it. Oh, it's because I didn't like continue it because like internet was crap during that time. That was the era of crappy internet for me. So I couldn't really stream it. Via now, just be tempted to sit in your library like this. Fair point. Fair point. If you get it now, you're gonna get sucked down a hole of satisfaction and power washing and buying cool customizable items that make you look like you're ready to take on a biohazard situation. It's fun. I like the fact that it's multiplayer too. It's really cool because it's like, oh, satisfaction with friends. And they've added a lot of stuff as of recently. So maybe they'll have more stuff as like the longer you wait, the more it might actually be, the more content there might be. Because I think it's still in early access right now. Like they added a bunch of stuff, but they still got like plenty. Yeah, it's co-op. Up to 8 people. I remember B, who usually would go by Is Bullets, but they like the name B now. But they're an amazing runner. And I remember seeing one of their tweets like, "Hey, what if we just like, what if we got a bunch of like runners together and like did an 8-person co-op power washing simulator and like submitted to GDQ?" And I was like, you know what? I would be super down to watch that. Nice. Yeah, whole business. You control a whole business of power washing with you and your friends. Quite relaxing. Need to do it again at some point, but still plenty of stuff. I think I got enough like things that I need to like worry about at this moment. That like I don't think I really need like a bunch more stuff added to my plate. I still need to finish Tunic. I'm gonna heal because this is C peaks. and I'd like to avoid healing as much as possible. Yeah, ton of fun. I do have the sneaking suspicion though, because there's another game coming out like 2023, it's slated. But there's another game out there, Kerbal Space Program 2. I feel like as soon as that happens, I'm gonna get lost. I'm gonna get like, not lost in it. I'm just gonna be like probably playing it a lot, playing it because I think they're also making it like a little bit of multiplayer as well, abilities. So I'll be playing with like some people I really want to play like this kind of stuff with, or a bunch of like research stuff and all that. People who do research, who actively do research for like for their job. Now, just gonna wait till that cycles through. Yeah. Thank you for the follow. It's greatly appreciated. It's very kind. I realize there's something I haven't said in quite a while. I don't know why. But also, to all those who followed, may the goose god smile upon thee. I realized I haven't said that in like quite some time. May the goose god smile upon thee. Well, they're definitely smiling upon me because they just said, oh, could give you good luck, or we could make you miss the platform because you're not really doing what you should. Okay, I need to heal. Okay, that's kind of rude that was like that. It's fine, we made it through as long as I didn't smash my head against those. Oh my god. Not the greatest Crystal Peak, but it worked. It just worked. THK is still a big time save if I like play THK right. Like that's the thing. THK on my best run or best instance, best segment is 30 seconds of time save. So that is like, it's still possible to PB. We're not, unfortunately, we're not going to be blessed by Menderbug like my previous PB was. I think that's the problem. I'm not getting blessed by Menderbug enough. That's the issue. It isn't the skills, it's the fact that the lack of Menderbug blessing me with their presence. Way to let us down, Menderbug. Yeah, come on, Menderbug. Used to be. Did I press the right button? No, I didn't. I was like, why didn't that go off? That explains why. I don't know the movements for this. Okay, I guess I do. I guess I barely just did. Yeah, I was very fortunate to see Menderbug. Second time I've ever encountered Menderbug. The only other time was in a 106 run. And it was a 106 run, so the chances of coming down the well using D-Dark were extremely high. And unfortunately that's what happened. I came down with D-Dark. And Menderbug unfortunately didn't make it. I was very sad. I didn't want to kill Menderbugs. Like, oh, you're precious. I know your diary. I've read your diary before. You're so precious. I don't... What? No. I don't think it was the PB run, though. Alright, Umu, let's do this. I don't remember how to fight you, like the optimal way to fight you. I just know all skills. Please go through slowly. Yes, that's what I like to see. Okay, cool. Umu's another fight I need to like practice in general. Ow. Just cause I'm not familiar with it again anymore. Oh, cool, you're dead. That works. Hey, gold. I like this. Who's ready for QGA? Oh my god. Practice QGA today. But it certainly failed me in the previous run. Oh right, I can just I don't need to talk to you. Talking loses time. Let me just slurp you up. Cutscenes are nice. Oh, sorry. I accidentally hit my mic. Cutscenes are nice because I can shake out my hands. You can skip these in 1, 2, 2, 1, but like it's actually nice that you can't skip these. Hand health is very important. Be sure to maintain good hand health. If you do for long periods of time, do stretch, do exercise if you need to. Hand health is extremely important. Otherwise, bad stuff could happen and your body won't like you and will put you out of gaming and even speedrunning for like quite a while. Speaking exclusively from experience. And health is highly important. And body too, yeah. Yeah, make sure your body rests if you don't care for it, that's for sure. Yeah. Your body will force you to rest in like very unpleasant ways. And well, it won't force you, it'll just be like, hey, your nerves will go, hey, this hurts a lot. Why don't we just rest for a bit and like while we repair you? Just playing speedruns and random races for 2 days in a row killed your thumbs. Ugh. Sorry to hear that, Fern. Definitely take good rest, good care. It's important. Alright, QGA time. Okay. Alright. Okay. First try. Could have used that, I don't know, earlier? That's one big time save. Oh, this is going against D-Door, or Deep Nest stuff, so this is going to be kind of wonky. Come on. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Acha! Gotcha. Okay, just don't die here. It's easy, just don't die. Oh boy. Alright, I'm definitely healing. Just in case. Sorry, moss creeps. I like absolutely love you, moss creeps, but I need the soul. Oh god. Okay. All right, deepness time. At least we have lantern. All skills you don't have lantern, so it's kind of terrifying because you reset if you get any hazard damage done to you. So this, at least you can take hazard damage, and well, you won't have to start at the very beginning of the room. God, these are long rooms. Wow, Spider, why'd you change your trajectory? Quite rude, if I'm gonna be honest. Okay, don't do what I did when Slorent raided me the first time. Okay, we avoided that. When Slorent raided me, I fell to my doom. All the way down to the very bottom. Okay, so since I'm going against a full deep nest route, the splits are going to be kind of wonky, so losing a lot of time, but technically it's about even. It's just how the splits were. Was that today? That was the first time Slorent raided me was October 2020. And I remember him raiding, I was flustered, and I fell to my doom. Well, I fell to the doom of the run, which was the bottom of Deep Nest. Good old raid panic. Oh yeah, it was like the first time I've ever been like raided too. It's like I didn't really get too many raids outside of like probably Tassifoot if he was streaming because I did a lot of Untitled Goose Game. And like this is like one of the first instances of me doing like Hollow Knight stuff. And so like I wasn't used to like getting raids at that time from just anyone, and I was like super flustered, especially since it was like I remember the count of like for the raid it was like 10 people, but that was a lot to me back at one point. Like that was like, oh my goodness, couldn't believe it kind of situation, kind of like getting raided by GDQ and all. And like at that point it was like getting raided by GDQ. They were just like, oh my goodness, don't die here. I knew you were gonna die with the fireball, but yeah, when you knew any rate is like big. Yeah, agreed. Like it was certainly big then. Yeah, it was just like so flustered, like, oh my god, so flustered. Yeah, because that raid led to a lot of things. It led to this run in all technicality. It's honestly amazing how like popular Hollow Knight is. It's always an interesting thing to look at. Like, wow, it's so popular, and like with good reason, because Hollow Knight's such a good game. It was really well done. Team Cherry did a good job. So a lot of people play it, and a lot of people play it again and again and again, but this time with everything in different spots. Fan base for this game is huge. I love it. Oh yeah, it's massive. And it's good because like seeing an independent seeing an independent game get like so much love and like attention is always a good thing, which is why I'm like super excited about Massive Monster and their the studio Massive Monster and their newest game Cult of the Lamb, which has been like I've been seeing a lot of hype around it, which is good because I'm familiar with their games beforehand, and like they always worked like really hard on stuff, and like the games did well, but like they definitely didn't have like this kind of attention that they're getting now. And they and again, they deserve it. They're really good people. Julian, Jay, and Jimp. They're really good people. All right. Oh god, I almost flew past that. All right. THK, we do this. And we're doing this with a PB. You got it? Cool. Glad we're on the same terms. Dang it. Don't parry. Stop parrying. Stop parrying, please. What's it with you and the parries and like during PB runs too, you do that. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Oh my god. We're just parry obsessed today. Or this run. Do more of that move, please. Thank you. Sir, this is a PB attempt. Do not parry. How did I avoid all that? Oh god. Come on. Thank you. Okay, can you like hurry up with the cutscene? Heal. Thank you. Slurp. Slurp as hard as you can. Come on, I don't know how long it takes for the cutscene to play out before it triggers. Let's go. I'm proud of you, Hollow Knight. You did that fast enough. See? In the end, it came down to literally the Hollow Knight fight. It came down to the Hollow Knight fight. At the very beginning, there's still the Hollow Knight fight. There's still the Hollow Knight fight. And what do you know? It's the Hollow Knight fight. Thank you so much for the GGs. Sub 45. I can cross that off my speedrun goal list and open a new one, which is sub 40. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I do this to myself?